Good afternoon and welcome to the Central YouTube channel. As it's been a while since we've got to hear from some of our student athletes here at Central High School. And so I thought with our kind of down week with sports, don't have any basketball on a Tuesday night, which hasn't happened in a long time. I thought it'd be a good time to catch up with some of the people that we get used to seeing every day, or lots every week at least, on the Central YouTube channel. And we're joined today by one of the members of the boys basketball team, sophomore Joey Pretasky. Joey, thank you for joining us today on the Central YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Excited to talk about the RiverHawk basketball team. We followed them a lot. We've covered a lot of their games. You're 9-9 right now as a team. You've played a very difficult schedule, had some very difficult games. Tell us, from a player's perspective, how is the season going?
I say we definitely have had a hard schedule, but that's no reason for losing. I think we just gotta keep on working, and it'll just find its way.
Gotta be playing your best ball about right now, or at least in this next month, as we're winding down the regular season and getting ready for regionals and sectionals. And people in this area, we're used to that RiverHawk boys basketball team making a deep run. So we're hoping you guys can find a way to do that again.
Yep.
Gonna have to be playing your best ball for sure. So Joey, you're a sophomore. You played on the varsity reserve last year.
Yep.
They come out with the rosters for the teams this year. You find out you're on varsity, and then all of a sudden you find out you're a starter on the varsity. Were you surprised by that? Were you expecting that? Were you proud of yourself? What were your emotions with that?
Yeah, I was really never expecting it because a few years ago I had never even imagined of ever being on varsity, so kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I've talked to Coach Ferguson a lot about all of the players, but when he talks about you, he talks about competitiveness. He talks about how you're a competitor, and that's something he's looking for, something that he likes in a player. And so it's awesome to see that rewarded with a starting role and playing, obviously, really important minutes for this RiverHawk team. You're kind of a defensive specialist. You rebound the ball. You guard typically the other team's second or third best player. Do you take a lot of pride on the defensive end?
Yeah, I do take a lot of pride in it. I always I love being competitive and just trying to get a stop on defense.
And you guys have been able to do that quite a bit. Tell me about rebounding a little bit. That's another thing that I think is a strength. You're not the tallest guy out on the floor. How do you find a way to get to the ball and get to the rebound?
I would just try and box somebody out and just find the rebound.
Just find a body and get them out of there. Yeah. Hope the ball comes to you, right?
Yep.
Tell us about your favorite game so far this season.
Probably my favorite game is West Salem. Just how I started really good, and yeah, that was the most energetic game right away, but it just slipped away at the end.
Part of that tough schedule that we talked about earlier, and West Salem, obviously a fantastic team. You hope those games that you played, those games that have had, where you've played some really tough teams, that competition will pay off for you as you get closer to the playoffs here and start facing some really difficult teams. What are the keys for this RiverHawk team moving forward? Where do you think are some areas of strength when we start looking at the stretch run here and then the playoffs? Where do we have to improve as a team? And what are the keys for the RiverHawks to be able to make a deep run in the playoffs?
I think we just gotta have more team chemistry and just do more things with each other, and yeah, and I think we'll be able to make a pretty good run.
Yeah, keep on trusting that teamwork and trusting your coaches and working hard in practice, and then you see where the chips fall, and hopefully it's with the RiverHawks making another deep run in the playoffs. All right, let's talk short term. We got Holman on Thursday night at Holman. That was a tough game when they were here the first time. That was, if I remember right, Holman made 16 3-point shots against you guys or something like that. They were shooting from all over the floor and connecting from all over the floor. What do you think it's going to take this time for the RiverHawks to come out of Holman High School? Not an easy place to play. To come out of Holman High School with a W on Thursday night.
I think we really just gotta be ready to go right away from the tip. Really close out hard because obviously they hit a lot of threes at our home court. So, yeah.
Closing out, something I talk about on the broadcast a lot. Hopefully you guys are ready for that. Make them put the ball on the deck and see what happens that way. But, yeah, absolutely. We don't want them knocking down 16 3-pointers again. So, Joey, you've been fun to watch this year. Me in particular, I enjoy watching defense. So watching you and Gabe get after on the defensive end has been a lot of fun for me. And I wish you nothing but continued success as the rest of your basketball career goes, but also for the rest of this year as we're excited to watch the RiverHawks continue to get better. And of course, playoffs right around the corner. So we're excited for that. So Joey, thanks for joining me today on the Central YouTube channel.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. And fans, those of you that are wondering when we're going to be live again, we will be live at Holman High School on Thursday night. I don't know what the setup is going to look like. The press box there is going to be taken by WKTY, so we could be off in a corner somewhere. We could be on the floor. We'll be somewhere where we can see Joey Pretasky and his teammates hoping to come out of there with a W. So we will be live Thursday night. We'll have VR game when we get up there. We'll turn it on as soon as we get there. And then for sure the varsity game starting at 7 o'clock, live play-by-play action with Joel McCall and I. And then Friday we have the girls game, Holman versus Central. That'll be at Central. That'll be 7 o'clock start on Friday night. And then the boys back in action right away. A quick turnaround again for you guys this weekend as you have Medford coming into town. Is that a home game or away game?
Oh, that's a home game.
That's a home game. Good for us. So that'll be a home game at against Medford at Central High School, and we'll be live for that one as well. So lots of stuff coming up. A little bit of a dead time here in the beginning of the week, but we'll be busy at the end of the week. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good afternoon.